This is page P and page W of how I view myself as a writer. I would describe myself as a very sporadic writer. Usually, I write lines from my points to my main idea, but I'm trying to get rid of that. Try and formulate a weird blobs. I'm very sporadic. I like to organize my information. I do my research, but I never understood between fact or claim. I am always at a loss for words, not being able to find a word. I'm not very confident in my vocabulary to use really large words, and I've never really framed anything. Never done framing. But I do plan to use it. I want to say the one thing that I actually did plan was my essay to get into UCF. I planned that multiple times, and I did multiple drafts. Missions. I always had other people read my work when I'm done. My work, does it ever pertain to my life? Subjective or subjective? I want to say my writing is subjective, but I am trying to write objectively, and I don't realize it, that I'm writing about myself. Usually I just go at an essay. I just start writing until I form an idea. Once I form the idea, I start planning. The one time I planned on every essay for the entire year was when I was afraid of my teacher. So maybe a little lost for word. Motivation. Motivation or fear of teacher. I'm not really afraid of Mr. Barry. When I'm put on the spot, I go blank. I think if I start grouping things together, I'll come up with more ideas. What should go with what? Research and organizing info. Should go with having other people read my work as a form of making my writing better. Going blank, finding a word, being sporadic, and no confidence in my words goes together. Framing, and all of this should go together. Basically, framing my motivation as an example planning my essay, and how I just go at an essay without even coming up with a plot or plan, thesis. When I write subjectively, I can say the one time I did write subjectively was in my poems in fresh sophomore year. Where I had to write basically about myself in every way. There were still rules, but if I broke them, it wouldn't matter. Maybe